What's up, everybody? How you all doing? Happy Monday. It is a big week here in crypto, as you know, we've all been waiting for the end of the month, the monthly closure, the imminent rate cut that's supposed to be just about to happen. And we're waiting to see if we get that bullish October, guys. It's Bitcoin is just under 115,000, and we got a lot of updates for you in the cryptoverse today. So what's up to all you guys who are in the chat already, the real ones? You know what's up. You know where the alpha's at. Cam and Jez first. Let's go. What's up? And we got Cardano in the house already. We might have to go over Cardano today. Lots of Cardano fans. Sold my bag at ADA for Clash. Okay, we got a Clash fan. I still hold my bags at ADA though. Nothing's going to shake me out of that bag for this cycle. And Sui and Sol, yes, lots of bullishness happening. In fact, we have a setup for Sui in the Hive Discord that Rob just posted, and a lot of very good setups brewing right now. And Clash, let's go, Clash fam. We have a lot of updates for you guys. The market is heating up, and we're at decision point right now. And there's been some bullishness coming into the market on the wake of the news that President Trump could be very, very close to a trade deal with China. In fact, there's one strange indicator that is showing that people are betting on the fact that a trade deal might happen. And Rob is going to update us on that in today's stream. And a very, very important change has happened in the, I don't want to say crypto market, in the traditional financial market that could actually predict what's about to happen for crypto. And guys, I think it's big. It's big. I think a big move is brewing. It's what we've been talking about this entire month. We have not faltered because the data and the price has not shown us that anything has happened to change that theory and that thesis. Okay, so Trump is teasing trade deals. We've got Brian Armstrong talking about crypto legislation, how it's imminent. Actually, Trump came out today and said he could actually replace Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, as soon as this year. Okay, it's all about to happen, and it's all about to happen fast. And if we're not there to catch that wave, we might just miss it. Okay, baby whale shark, a real one here. Thank you for reposting, guys. Please do smash the like, hit the subscribe, and share this so we can get to more people, because we got so much alpha to give on the stream. One big thing changed that could potentially change everything, right? It's a big, big thing. And Rob is going to update you on that today, as well as give you some amazing altcoins. So I'm just going to share my screen for a minute, go over some of the news with you guys, because a lot has happened. I mean, it's like here in crypto, we live light years when it's only been like a couple of days. It's hard to explain this to the real normal world, right? But those of you who live in this space and you breathe it, you know what's up. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm here in Spain, and actually, sorry about the time change. I guess it's 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and that's because here in Spain, we already changed our clocks to winter time. So I guess we're only 5 hours difference now. And that was what happened. So we're here today on the stream at 4:30, but we'll be coming to you at 3:30 p.m. Eastern every single day, Monday through Friday. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of this news, because we have more clues, guys. We have more clues to support the thesis of where we're going. And I think you're really, really going to like this. So I am going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's get this up here. Okay, let me get down here. All right. So first up, this is one major clue, right? Just in, the S&P 500 closes above 6,800 for the first time in history, but it's not just the price that changed everything, you guys. So this is one indicator, and we're going to get into that more in depth in this show, what that means for Bitcoin and also Ethereum. And is Ethereum about to telegraph a move for the altcoins? Are we about to like see altcoin season wake up again? That's all everybody wants to know. But this is a very important clue. Next up, we have Eric Trump says the UAE and many other countries are actively buying Bitcoin. Countries, guys, countries. Can you believe? I mean, it's just hard to fathom the fact that like just 4 years ago, we were just a small little tiny bubble and Wall Street hated us, right? And now it's not only that they don't hate us, it's that we have, Wall Street is plugged into Bitcoin and Bitcoin's plugged into Wall Street, and we've exponentially more liquidity than we did last cycle. And that's why this is an asset that grows year over year and continues to compound on average, right? So just in $2.6 trillion Citibank partners with Coinbase to improve stablecoin utility and digital asset adoption. Citi and Coinbase, Citibank and Coinbase. I like to see these kind of collaborations. Then this is the news that I told you about, that Trump says he may announce a new Federal Reserve chair by the end of the year. How crazy would that be? That'd be mega bullish. We all need people who are aligned within this industry, who are aligned with the growth, and who are going to support that and help our economy thrive. So this is the Kobisi letter. This X is really, I just want to give a shout out to this X because it's so informative and they come out with so many facts that are really interesting. So they've been telegraphing this tariff move, okay? We've spent the last 10 months analyzing every single tariff development, and now they have a playbook for investors, right? And so it's really been playing out scarily accurately. I remember when they came out and said, after Monday opens, Treasury Secretary Besson appears live on TV and reassures investors. That was that week when they were saying, don't worry, the markets will be calm next week. Don't worry, Trump's going to talk to China and it's going to be all good. Okay, they telegraphed that move. Now, guess where we are? We are right here. Number 10, Trump announces a new trade deal and stock market hits a record high. So he didn't announce the trade deal yet, but we did hit a record high and we're right there. Are we at the end of this playbook? Are we about to blast off? That is the question. So the Kobisi letter, it has a lot of interesting news that comes out about the economy. So I want to share a few more things with you guys before we get into the chart. So Trump is also talking about controversial stuff in the past, right? So he says, I'm 100% open to meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un amid his visit to Asia. Trump also says, I had a great relationship with him and he probably knows I'm coming, right? So it's kind of like Trump is turning the entire world on its back, like flipping it all around. And he's rekindling and reviving old relationships that are very tense to the U.S. and potentially trying to do something different, trying to make headway there, which I think is a very positive thing, or it could be a positive thing. And also, he's taking advantage strategically of things that are not right in the world, like Venezuela. So I don't know if all you guys know what is going on with Venezuela right now, but there's a lot happening there. And the dictator, Maduro, is very, very fearful right now because there are a lot of American ships circling the country, and Trump is claiming that it's to bomb, the war, the drugs, the cartels, and, get the people who are shipping all the cocaine and the fentanyl and these kind of drugs to the US, and that claiming that they're saving American lives. But at the same time, it's a fear tactic against the dictator of Venezuela. And I think he's doing this to take advantage of the fact that Russia, who's primarily the supporter of that region, is entangled with Ukraine. So it's a very interesting time indeed, where there are a lot of tactical moves being made, and the market seems to be reacting bullishly to, him warming up to a trade deal with China. I think that's the main thing at hand, but there are a lot of things cooking in the background. Crazy things are happening in the world. Check this out. Japan's stock market fell 25% and then rallied 67%, all within a 10-month period. We are living in unprecedented times. And that's exactly what I want to transmit to my audience. It's not that like I'm saying this cycle is different, the typical throwing it around. It's just that the world is changing. We have 5 powerful technologies that are going to change the way we live and the way we value technology as humans forever. And it's going to make us exponentially more productive. And that is going to lead to a rise in GDP and one of the most flourishing times in human history. I truly believe it. I really do believe we're on the verge of that digital golden age and that we're living that right now. Regardless of whether we get corrections or whatever it may be, I think that this is going to change the world forever. And we are living it right now. And it's a very special time to be alive. So also, this is big news. I'd like to have President Milei on my podcast. So I am working on that. I will be working on that. But breaking, Argentinian President Milei's party has won Argentinians' midterm election. Now, why is that a big deal? Because President Milei is sort of like flipped the whole script on its back for Argentina. Argentina's currency has been struggling. It's been a country that's been in decline in that way for a very long time. And he came in and he went and he just flipped everything around. And he is in favor of free markets, of capitalism, entrepreneurship, of bringing investment to the country. And it was an experiment and they didn't know how it would go. But the fact that his party has won the midterm election signals that the country is bullish on this and that this is having a positive effect. So I love to see that. And this is also I mean, this is also really symbolic of what's happening right now. The S&P 500 is now at its 3 trillion since October 10th low after President Trump's 100% China tariff was announced. This is the most profitable market of all time. Again, I mean, tariff fear, extreme fear in a bull market, generally a great time to buy. Today we came out of fear and we hit neutral. Your opportunity, in my opinion, is getting less and less to buy this dip, right? I mean, we might come back down, but just remember where we are and remember to zoom out and stay in tune with what's happening and not get swept up with your timeline, because it's a lot of noise. And we gave you a very, very powerful motivational episode last Friday. So if you didn't see that, go back and see that, because that's going to really get you in the right space of headspace and right frame of mind to tackle this market. And finally, this is just some of the events that are this week. Key events to pay attention to: the Fed interest rate decision Wednesday, Federal Jerome Powell press conference on Wednesday, Microsoft, Alphabet, Google, Meta earnings Wednesday, President Trump meets President Xi on Thursday, Apple and Amazon earnings on Thursday, and 20% of the S&P 500 companies report earnings this week. It is a very, very big week. And this could potentially have the power to either start some new revived momentum or to stall the markets even longer. So, but what I'm looking at says that we're starting to get a lot of momentum in the market, and it's starting to bubble and it's starting to brew. So you guys know what's next. What's next is that we dig into the charts with Rob and we actually have a look at where we're at. So before we do so, I just want to shout out again to you guys in the audience, the real ones. I hope you're as excited as I am, because now we're going to look at the evidence that shows that things are much different than they were last time we were on the stream. Believe it or not, it's only been 3 days, but a very, very big thing has happened. JD, love to see you here. Absolutely. Ada, Theta, appreciate the hot as ever. Yes, yes. They've been on fire sales this whole month of October. I mean, it's not that common, especially in Octobers and you know, in this part of the year, to get that kind of deal. I mean, it's been a very different altcoin season, or lack thereof, to put it like that. So yes, we appreciate you guys so much. So thanks for tuning in. Graham, good to see you. I think the time has come for the markets to start moving. It's the day of reckoning. Wow, JD, wow. We really appreciate your support. It means a lot to us. We are putting in all we've got for this, guys, because we just really want you to win. So we really appreciate that. Much appreciated. And do let us know, you know, what charts you're looking at. Obviously, you're in the Theta gang, so we can have a look at that. I already wanted to have a look at Theta, but guys, you know, all your support is so much appreciated. And I couldn't, there isn't a place I'd rather be right now than talking to you about these markets. So this is one of my favorite times of day, and we'd love to be here. So thank you guys all for tuning in. And no, I did not hear about the Clash big news, Cam, but I'm sure you're going to let us know, because you are the Clash ambassadors here. Possibly a Kraken listing. Yes, all big listings on major exchanges are a good thing. In fact, that was one of the catalysts that Theta had going on, was it got listed on a major US exchange, right? I believe it was crypto.com. And things are heating up, guys. Things are heating up, and it's exciting times indeed. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Rob up. Rob, what's happening, man?
Nothing too much. How y'all doing today? Hope you guys are doing good. Having a good weekend and everything.
Oh yeah. How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend? Let us know what you've been doing, where you're tuning in from, what you're drinking. By the way, it's not a cocktail. It's Sprite Zero today. So that's my drink of choice, because I got to focus, because it's Monday.
Yeah, thank God it's Monday.
Yes, because you know what? When you wake up and you're happy on a Monday to go and do what you love, that's a good sign. So if you guys aren't, you got to change that. And if you are, or you're trying to get there, tuning in and getting the good vibes, that's what it's all about, and listening to about things that you love. Where's the moonshine? That's a Friday drink, if I do say so, Cam. I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
Not a Monday drink. That's a Friday drink. I don't know what I'm drinking this Friday yet. I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. So every Friday, guys, crypto and cocktails or coffee, whatever floats your boat, right? We don't discriminate here. Let's see. So Kraken is doing the ADA Glacier drop. Midnight is coming. So I did have a talk to Fami, who's the CFO of Midnight, about the Glacier drop and about everything about that. I'm very bullish on the Midnight ecosystem. I think it'll be slow and steady like Cardano, but with the backing Charles Hoskinson and all those brilliant minds, I think it's destined for the best chance of success possible in this market. So it's going to go crazy in the next couple of weeks. What should I call you? LT? Is that what your name is? The bear isn't here yet. No, but I do want to remind you guys that like we've been bullish all month. And a lot of people have been flip-flopping. I've seen influencers and people on YouTube say that like it's over, pack your bag. I don't know, and it's not that we're calling something, or I'll speak for myself. It's not that I'm speaking indefinites. I'm just seeing, like, I'm telling you what I see on the charts and what I see in the macro economy and my whole thesis as a whole, right? Until proven otherwise. And this is what I see. So yes, I think it's really interesting. And Rob, you brought some very interesting facts to my attention. And one of them was a strange indicator that showed that people were sort of bullish that Trump could be about to announce the China trade war is coming to an end.
Yeah, so I always pay attention to traditional stocks and stuff like that. Let me just go ahead and pull it up on my phone here so I can read it to you. But
I think that actually.
All right, here we go. So this is something from the wheat futures rally on the U.S.-China trade optimism. Wheat futures jumped more than 2% above the 5.20 per bushel, reaching their highest level since late September, fueled by the renewed optimism over the U.S.-China trade negotiations. Investors are now focused on the Thursday meeting between Trump. So Thursday may be a big day. And didn't you say there was a Fed meeting this week too?
Yeah, so all the stuff. So everything's happening Wednesday, earnings, Fed. So I have it up on the screen here too as you're reading. And lots of important things happening here. Yeah. So Thursday's his meeting with President Xi.
All right. So basically that's what everybody's eyes are on. Everybody's being optimistic about it. I don't think I really need to read much more on that one because it's all about wheat after that. But that right there, these are like the little things that like I get tons of these messages all day long about just all different market updates. And this is where you find like the little gold nuggets. It's like, wait a second, in wheat? Why am I reading this in the wheat? Not in crypto. Like crypto's not talking about this. You're not reading this. It's like, oh, in wheat futures, okay. But this is where you start finding those little nuggets like, oh, Thursday, there's optimism, okay. Why wheat? I don't know, but that's where you find this kind of stuff at.
Yeah. So something as simple and strange as wheat could be potentially predicting the future of the economy. No, but with all jokes aside, like these little things, like Rob said, they're clues to the puzzle.
I mean,
right?
I know wheat is actually an indicator for Russia, and whenever Russia went to war with Ukraine, when they started the war, wheat I think it skyrocketed because of the lack of supply. So wheat is a war indicator as well too. So there's also that negative downturn on that as well. So
yeah, let's hope it's not that.
Anyway, that is a deal that so that is a good thing that people are just being optimistic are excited about that. And then also too, you got the I think I was reading news about we get some kind of deal in the U.S. where we end the government shutdown and we get some kind of Fed rate cuts or something come up here. And that can all at one time would be a pretty big blast off, in my opinion.
I mean, it'd be the storm. This is the calm before the storm. I mean, as cheesy as that sounds, that is where we're at. I mean, this is a big, massive narratives can be spun at the drop of a dime, right? And like this bullishness can be reignited when there's certainty back in the market. And we've already seen gold skyrocketing. Although I actually did miss showing you one thing from the Kobisi letter, which was that it was something about gold in China. Let me pull this back up because it's actually really significant. And you guys definitely should check out this Kobisi letter because it is like a very good source of news. So basically, it was this one. I did show you. So, oh no, this is the S&P. It was something about how gold went down. Right. Gold went down because people were thinking that there would be a trade war end with China. So sort of like the gold could have been a hedge in case that trade war deal didn't come through. So people were using gold. I mean, I think China was buying gold massively during this run because they were wanting to go around the US dollar and hedge the US dollar. And so maybe it's a sign that people are thinking that, okay, they're going to come back and there's restored faith and et cetera.
I mean, gold is used as a hedge, and that was that could have been a good indicator actually when it popped off that we're going to have that liquidation event that we did have in the market, the capitulation event and liquidation event. So, I mean, that is what gold is used for. So, but the thing is, those times could be ending. So everything that goes up comes down. Everything that goes down goes up. Good times turn into bad times turn into good times. So we've been having a bad time in the alt market. Time to give some good times, hopefully.
Speaking of things going up, how about Clanker?
I think it actually pulled back to the level I said to buy at. So
right. But But you did have a lot of setups that really popped. I mean, guys, we're nailing guys. Rob
and that one. Sorry. Yeah, that one was 3-4x. Sorry. I was just thinking.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, pull back. Clinker was a banger, you guys. We gave that to you on YouTube last week. Rob talked about it, and he talked about the entry, he talked about how to get in. And what did it do? 3 to 4x?
I think from the first chart, we went 4x.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and pull that up then. Do you have your screen ready?
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull it up here. Let me go ahead and go. I had the stock market ready here.
I mean, we just have to talk about this because this is the alpha you get by coming to the show, right? A free alpha that Rob gave here. It's in the Hive. It's still open for free until October 31st. So this is going to be my, routine plug for the Hive trading Discord, guys. We have the best analysts ever in this space, giving you setups that play out time and time again. You don't have to babysit. You just set your alerts. And Clinker was one that we talked about. I said, Rob, what should they pay attention to this weekend? And you missed the end there. And so Rob said that Clinker looked like it was good. It could pull back to certain areas, and then we could get a certain, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Okay, so where did you give this to us?
I gave it to us in this area down here. So
my God.
Basically, I said, watch out for the bull trap. And we talked about the bull trap in group and how we're sitting there buying here. And then it just kept going up. So I deleted my chart already because I'm getting ready for a new setup on it. I'm waiting for a new setup on it. But yeah, so when after the first mention in group and everything like that, and probably a little bit after YouTube, the round area was this area here. So at least, yeah, that much.
This is massive. And so this is why I say, for those of you who are sitting with a bag of maybe losers, altcoins that aren't doing so well, whatever it is, I mean, like what I do is I cut some of my losers, I put it into more higher conviction plays that might move before those. But also you can use a portion of that to trade and to get into setups like this. And these setups are absolutely amazing. They pop, right? So it's super crazy to see that like this one hit all of the TPs, you guys, and then some. Like, look at this. And like, what was the span of that, Rob? Like a day? When did this happen?
1, 2, 3, 4 days.
4 days, you guys. 4 days. This 325%. Okay, so I gotta do humble brag for Rob because Rob's being humble right now. But I gotta talk him up because this is exceptional and it's really an amazing skill, and it's something that you can add to your bags, right? And also like we discussed, if you're a long-term investor, double down when the time is right. You know, like Rob said, maybe you'll get an extra 30% discount, and you can, double down on that time if you're a DCA person. But take a small amount and get your feet wet. And that's my reminder to you. The Hive Discord, where you're getting these setups for free right now, is available for everyone for free until Halloween. It's the Halloween special. So Halloween is this Friday. So you got to get in there before Friday. The link is in the description below. And we're also doing a massive sign-up bonus with BYDFI. It's another way you can support the channel. So I'm going to try to pull that up now when I can find it. But it's another way you guys can support the channel, and you get 50% deposit bonus. So if you deposit $100, you get $50 to trade with. And it's absolutely great. So take advantage of all these resources, guys. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, massive bullishness happening. JD, ETFs are getting approved as we speak. I know. All the altcoins. So you're like, it just blows my mind that people think we're not going to see altcoins run. I mean, we're having ETFs open up for altcoins. It doesn't mean it's going to be an instant springboard, but it does mean that there's going to be institutional interest, doesn't it? And that means institutional liquidity potentially, right? JD, I like your attitude. Bull on the way, all the way through July 26th. See, that's sort of my theory, is that we're supposed to peak with global liquidity mid 2026 to late 2026. And so therefore we could see a rally. I mean, crypto does like to be cyclical, and I think it's 4 to 6 weeks on and then a little bit of a time off, but generally up and to the right until July. I could see that happening. LT, Rob's Instagram is Unstoppable Bulls, right?
My Instagram, I don't have.
Sorry, your ex. Rob's ex.
Yes.
Unstoppable Bulls, and my ex is Crypto Megan, and we're going to be posting much more regularly there. And I'm going to be, posting setups and stuff, and just news that you really need to pay attention to. So go and follow us there. And guys, it's on. And we've been saying this for the month that we've been doing this now. I mean, the lives we've been doing maybe for a couple of weeks, but we've been saying get ready, and we're getting closer and closer and closer. So on that note, Rob, I think we should go and check out what's happening in the stock market.
Yeah,
Something
definitely. Just
big.
want to say one thing first. So, so one thing, like people are like, oh yeah, when they hit like major targets like this and everything like that, you get a great move. You don't see me to act too excited afterwards, and there's actually a reason behind that. It's a very big mindset on it. I don't really like celebrating big wins because you're only as good as your last trade. You can give it all back in a trade later, and it comes in a very big discipline to sit there and still stick to your rules and not get arrogant when it comes to trading. And that's where it's part of the winners win mindset. And a lot of people that have been losing in the market that haven't been winning, they typically have been doing one simple thing that's basically gave them a loser mentality in the market, and that's unforced errors. And that's actually a tennis term I wanted to flip into. That's from tennis. And what is unforced?
Oh, it's a sports term. Basketball as well, I feel. Like unforced errors in general, right?
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
but specifically tennis. That's very big in tennis.
Okay.
And if you Google it, it will come up as tennis.
All right. Well, I mean, the concept is when you make a mistake that's not forced by the other team.
Yep,
right? It's
your own fault, and it means take accountability for your own stuff. It's not because the other team's better than you. It's not because the market's trying to get you. It's not because the market's bad. It's not because the market's doing this to you. It's typically something that you're doing wrong yourself, whether it's waiting for confirmation, waiting for volume, sticking to your plan, not FOMOing in whenever everything's just going crazy, buying the dip like you plan on to, being impatient, waiting for that close over the 1-day 9 with a bullish MACD cross, waiting for whatever, or sitting down, making a strategy. A lot of people don't even, you ask them what their strategy is, then they go, I don't know. And that's not, there's your that's something that you can control. Yes, there are going to be things that happen. Those are natural errors, and you can't control that. That's why there's stop losses and all that type of stuff. Liquidation hunts, or the liquidation thing that happened the other week or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, where people got liquidated and stuff like that. A lot of times, if you ask the exchanges and you have proof that you had a stop losses in, and you did have your stop losses in, they refund your money because they want you to keep trading as well too.
Right.
So that, and if you would have stuck to your rules and you had stop losses in place, you had them moved up or whatever, and you got liquidated, you know what? That was an error on your part because you didn't have a stop loss in place on a leverage trade. And I mean, so those are just something I kind of want to go in there. And a mindset on me not getting too excited on this giant pump. It's because I know that you can give it all back on your next trade. And I don't want to do that. I want to stay level headed, and I want to stay in the winners win mentality. And you know what? That trade's over. Wait for a new setup on it. Let's find the next one, which if you go in the group, we actually posted this weekend, the other one. Let me go back into it. So let's go ahead and go into the spot here.
So that's when you enter the Hive, guys. It's CryptoGents spot. That's where Rob's posting all of his setups along with other analysts from CryptoGents. Okay, so Rob is Pushak, right? That's how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
That's his username there.
So right here, we posted house about 3 days ago, and about 2 hour chart. So 2 hours later, after we posted it, came back down, retested, and moved up 40% in about a candle in about 4 hours. So, and it's just getting started too. So this is a very good setup. So pullbacks we're gonna be looking for continuation patterns or pullbacks to get more in it or something like that. If you take profits from another trade, or I might be adding some of my clanker trades and our profits that I just took on my last take profit on it into this trade if we get some pullbacks on it. So always ready for the next trade, and I'm always ready looking for the next banger. Let's go.
Yeah, and Rob is great at finding them. It's my job to talk Rob up because, I want you guys to join, and I want you guys to take action. I want you to learn as much as you can. We do this for a reason, and we make it this way for a reason so that everybody can access it, and you can start from whatever level. You don't have to be, have tons of liquidity, or it doesn't matter how much money you're going to trade with. We want everybody to be able to access these setups, and that's the goal here. So do sign up. I mean, there is no excuse. You got till Halloween. Also, you got till Halloween to fund your retirement account, your crypto IRA with iTrust. That is also in the description. And if you do that this week, we'll give you an additional $250 to trade with on BYDFI, which is massive. Okay, so basically you have to fund your account with $1,000. You can roll it over from any Roth you have or a 401k in another account, or fund it freshly, and you'll get that $250 from us and the $100 from them. So you're getting a lot of value here. And then you'll be able to access other gated groups that we're going to start, like the 10x Phoenix group and meme coin callouts and all the things that we have planned. Okay, so just think about it. It takes a while to get it funded. So the link is in the description below, and you can buy and sell and trade tax-free within your IRA. Brian, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sorry I'm late. Julie Kennis had a show. I'm not sure who that is, but I like that it's a woman, another woman in the space, not to be missed. Yeah, but okay, cool. So shout out to her. And we're glad you're here now, Brian. Actually, we started a little bit later because the time changed here in Spain, but it didn't in the US. That's kind of crazy, right? Really miraculous. I still don't even understand the time change thing because we all could just be on universal time. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But let's just get back into the charts. There's one very important thing that happened in the S&P. So,
all right. So this is the S&P 500. This is a 3-month chart. And I actually was looking at this a couple months ago, actually. And it was right. So when I was looking at the RSI on it, let me call this up to be bigger. When I was looking at the RSI on it, we were right here. And I was actually very concerned at that point because this was showing 3-month bearish divergence right here. I'm gonna go back down here, and you can sit there and see how we made the higher high right here and the lower high in the RSI. That was major bearish divergence, which gave us that pullback right here. And I was actually expecting kind of the same thing right here when we got up to it again, and we didn't. We actually broke this trend line. We're breaking higher. We break it above this green line right here. Then we basically took out all the bearish divergence from this swing to this swing, and we're making higher highs, which is a big deal. So it looks like the S&P wants to do another leg up on it. I'm probably going to do some more TA on this chart later on, try and find some Fibonacci levels that kind of coincide with the next high on the S&P, but it's breaking into all-time highs. It's running strong. And there is on the 3-month chart, it's very clean. That's what I like about this chart here. This is in log scale. And you can see once we get up in these levels here, they usually tell you that, hey, we get a major, that's whenever we get a major local top in the stock market. If that happens, high probability it's going to happen with Bitcoin and crypto as well too. But we still have lots of room to get up into those levels where there's a major type of correction or bearish divergence. So or no, there's not going to be a bearish divergence if we break this level because we're going to be putting a higher high in, and that's not bearish divergence. We took the bearish divergence out, which is a very bullish thing. So I hope you guys are.
That's huge. That is a huge level of resistance that we broke. Huge, huge, huge. And I talked about it in my YouTube. That was a big factor that was sort of concerning, right, to the bearish side. And now we've broken that. So how long does that go back, Rob? This trend line?
This goes back to 2018.
That is so big that we just broke a trend line from 2018. I mean, that's a big deal. Big deal.
It's huge. And we're going to all-time high. So there is no resistance. That's pretty awesome. So I was like, I remember looking at it a while back, and I just pulled it up today and looked at it. I'm like, what? We broke it? Really? Because I mean, this chart only updates every 3 months. So there's 2 months and 5 days left for the next candle close.
Wow. I mean, this is massive, guys. This is big news. And this is, what most likely happens is Bitcoin and crypto, they're highly correlated to stock market. They might lag it a little bit, but, risk on appetite is coming back. And wow, this is really, really a big development that we shouldn't fade because this is, it could also signal what's next for the crypto markets. So that's big news, guys. So this is like, for me, gives me even more confidence that we could be seeing something different here. Brian says my coin and hood shares are up. Yeah, coin is up. I own coin as well, Coinbase, and stocks are doing very, very well. X shares, that is on Solana. Yeah, so lots of big news, but buzzing news on the stock market. Ty Guy, you want to know directly where we're dropping to, huh? You want to get an entry on Bitcoin? Is that what's going on? Bitcoin down to 13.5 or 11.5. Let's have a look at Bitcoin.
All right, so Bitcoin's actually, I made this chart. It's kind of right in the middle of this pattern right here. So entry right here is not a very good idea. It's due to it's in the middle of this pattern here, and you typically don't want to open up patterns or an entry on here. Whenever next pullback, if it goes down to this point of control down in here, that's probably that's where I'm going to be looking for to open up longs here, which goes along right with around the 12-hour 9. Let's see if the 1-day 9's in that area too. Right with the 1-day 9 as well too. So that. Coming back all the way down there, getting a retest in here, making a higher low somewhere in there is going to be a very bullish thing in my opinion. Do we get all the way down there? I don't know. That's where you have to kind of zoom in, and that's where the smaller time frames can come in. But right now, that's kind of where I sit, and there's not really that much more to update on Bitcoin. We got our pivot here. We're trying to make our highs on here, and we just got to sit there and do a little cool off and test this POV. As you can see, we break it, we go up high, we go underneath it. We get a good pullback. We want to turn this into a nice, strong support. So that's where we are at on Bitcoin. Nothing really major on it.
And that area is what, like 110 to what's the range there, more or less?
That's like 100 from 111,000 down to 110,000.
Right. Yeah. So somewhere around that range could be a very, very nice spot for a pullback entry. And yeah, it's looking good. I mean, it's definitely looking good, and potential for that bullish close for October, which is coming this week, right? So that's going to be another important monthly closure.
5 days away. All right. So next one I'm going to go into is actually Ethereum, which I think a lot of people are interested in as well too, just because if Ethereum goes, the alt market goes. And this is probably, I got 2 charts for Ethereum today. So we got the Ethereum. This is the 3-day chart. My dog's freaking out for something. But anyway, if you look, so this is every time we get a major pivot and a move up, we've had this stochastic RSI cross over 20, and we broke or held the level 50. And you can sit there and see how this came up over here. The RSI got over 50 here, and that's right heating here. Stochastic RSI bullish crossover, and the break of the 9 as well too. I still have this set on 9, right? Yes, I have this set on 9. So we got a big green candle up, consolidate another, and then the stochastic RSI came back down. The level 50 on the RSI got retested. Then we had another big leg up. So right now we are trying to get above the 50 again. So we're trying to do a bear trap on it, which would be a very good thing. Stochastic RSI is down low. We don't got our confirmed crossover yet, because as we know, if you watch the other videos, the confirmed crossovers aren't until it gets above 20. We do got a potential crossover, but it's not confirmed yet, like over here. You don't get over that 20. They're like this over here. It kind of got over there, but kind of faked out. But a lot of times you'll get like this one right here. It crossed over, came up, didn't get over 20, came back down. You know what I mean? So we need a little more confirmation on that one. That's a way to kind of confirm it. Then your second confirmation is getting over 50. That's your second confirmation. That's whenever you get the bullish momentum and the impulse. What everybody loves, the impulse move. That's what everybody's looking for, the strong upside impulse moves, or if you're shorting, the strong downside impulse moves. So we need that up there to get those. That's telling you the bullish momentum's coming in. And you can just go back and you can back test yourself if you want. You can sit there and see how this 50 level on the 3-day chart, it just act as a springboard. When we came off the lows, got above it, it would springboard up here. Same thing over here. Same thing over here. Then whenever you lost it, you springboarded down. And that also goes the same with the 1-day chart. So you could go in the 1-day chart. We broke the 50. We kind of come back down one day and retest it. But as we broke that 50 level on the RSI, let's go ahead and put a line on it on the last one, so you can kind of see. That was right here. Did I click it? No, I did not. That's also with the 1-day 9 as well too. So these 3 confluences on this idea here, using these 3 basic indicators that if you have TradingView, you have access to the 1-day SMA 9, the Stosh RSI, and the regular RSI. So 3 indicators, and that's also if you don't even pay for TradingView, you can have these.
The basics, guys, the basics. You don't have to make it super complicated in order to win big, right?
Yep, and it works as well too. A lot of people sit there and say it doesn't work, and I'm gonna be honest, it does work. It's just people don't teach you the nitty-gritty of it and the different levels and the market structure of it. I'm teaching you the market structure, which is very important on the RSI and Stosh RSI. Everybody just says overbought and oversold. There's a lot more to it than just that. So but as I was saying right here, we got to start the RSI to go above 50 right here, broke it, and you can see it broke the 9, retested it. You can see that 1, 2, 3 green candles right after that. Now we're getting ready to come back down and do the retest. Come back down and do the retest, cool off. And that's a good thing. Retests are a good thing. That resets the indicators. That gets a little time to cool off. And that gives you a time for a good entry as well, too. You want to teach yourself, as I said, winners win. What's your rule? I have a big rule. I like to buy red and short green. And you just get better over the time. So what you call it, whenever we come down for a retest, it might be a higher low. So I'm buying high to sell high, but I'm also buying a red candle. A retest is always a red candle. So there you go. I fit my rules. I like to buy red, which are retests.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And you know what I'm getting from this chart is if Ethereum is about to go on a big run, hence the title of this, will Ethereum trigger altcoin season? Will that happen? What is the flow of money typically in these markets? Right.
Leader, right? And that's why we're going over Ethereum today, because you know what? If Ethereum's getting ready to take off, and that means most likely altcoins are going to follow Ethereum. Ethereum is a higher risk token than Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin, I think, Is Bitcoin still considered high risk? I don't know. I'm not sure if that rules
To some people, not to us here in the cryptoverse.
yeah. I'm just saying, is it risk? Is it symbol risk on or risk off trading, basically?
It's
And
symbols risk on. It's
so,
symbols risk on to traditional people. For us here in a crypto world, it's sort of like the comfy, coasty,
yeah,
safe place. But yes, traditional investors, that would be a risk on appetite.
but
Absolutely.
but Ethereum going off, that's definitely risk on appetite, in which
Oh
all
yeah.
coins like to follow in it. So
Right.
here's the major question that I think everybody's probably thinking in the back of their head. And this is a very important chart. So what if the bears are right, and we're going to go into some kind of short-term bear market? Are all it's just going to follow and die with die down even further? And what if Bitcoin drops down? All right, and this is I kind of did it in a reverse way. So I started off with the last bull run, then went to the bull run beforehand. So these are two different bull runs I have on here on these 6 charts. One's with Ethereum, one's with Bitcoin. The top's Bitcoin and the bottom's Ethereum. And these are divergences when they went the opposite. Whenever Bitcoin had a major cycle local top on a major run, after a major run, like in 2021, we had the top at 65,000. We went down low and we went all the way down and had this giant drop here. And when we went all the way for that giant drop, that whole time, same time here, April 21st here, Ethereum ran to the upside. It did the opposite. So that is a possible thing in that scenario. If, say, Bitcoin's local top or cycle top is in, we're going into some kind of correction, bear market correction or something, whatever people want to call it. And we also did the same thing in 2017 and to January. So 2017 December, we had the high, we were lower here, and right why we made that high, Ethereum dropped 43% this time in the 2017. Then last bull market in the 2021, Ethereum dropped right before that run 26%. So so looking at this right here, and Ethereum ran after that really about 200%, 3x. Why Bitcoin went down, and that was another scenario that happened there. So there is scenarios where if, say, Bitcoin, we can't break this level, Bitcoin gets down to the 80,000, 90,000s, or goes down to the 1 week SMA 200, which is a buy zone. And my rules, you go down
Right.
to
I
one.
was just about to say, how many people will be buying at that level? I mean, okay, sorry, I got to interject here. For those of you who don't own Bitcoin and you just really want to amass wealth by buying altcoins, that's great. But I just really think the dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin for a long-term savings is something that people should be doing. So I think if you're not having that in your strategy, it's not financial advice. It's what I am doing. And it's a fast track to, becoming financially free later on in life also. Right? It's like a security thing. It's investing in an asset that outpaces inflation. And so I think you really should consider all sides of different strategies. And that for me is something that I'm doing on double-digit red days for sure. And red days, I buy Bitcoin, buy a little bit and just get it in there for the long-term hold. I'm just going to say that. So let's continue then.
Yep. So October, we had the all-time high on Bitcoin, and we had a 29% pullback on Ethereum this year. And that's the same thing that happened whenever Bitcoin basically topped out on other market cycles, and Ethereum had a pullback during Bitcoin's top out, and then Ethereum blasted off. So eyes on Ethereum. If the local top is in, eyes on Ethereum, because Ethereum can run hard.
Right.
These people so the reason that is because the people who sold Bitcoin, they want more money, so they're buying Ethereum.
Right. So there's 2 case scenarios here. One is that Bitcoin is gearing up for another massive move up, and potentially they could move up together. And we haven't seen that local top or the top of the market yet for Bitcoin. Or even if the bears were right and we did get like a small bear market thing for Bitcoin or whatever that may be, there's still a scenario where Ethereum starts to rip, potentially doubles. So 200% from here would put Bitcoin around $8,000, and that the altcoins have their massive run while Bitcoin's consolidating down to the right. So that's what we're potentially looking at. One of those 2 scenarios. Which one will it be? Well, both could potentially be bullish for altcoins.
Yep, and that's the idea here on this and here. Just be ready for anything and let the charts tell you what to do. Have a plan, and that's how winners are going to win in this market, is having a plan and being ready for what the market is going to give you. Like, is Bitcoin bearish or bullish? We're still in the macro uptrend. It hasn't broke yet. Every red candle now is for buying, but again, if the bears are right and something does happen, but what happens whenever Bitcoin rolls over? Money might flow into Ethereum. So that's I think we're talking about another thing on the other episode, that rotational money. That's what that is. Rotational. That's rotational trading. So
Right. No,
we're looking at
absolutely.
that scenario. So bullish no matter what happens. And if you're an alts, I'm extremely bullish.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think alts are just about to bubble. I mean, look at these 2 and 3 X's and 4 X's that Rob has been nailing in his setups, guys. I mean, this isn't even altcoin season yet. We haven't even started. Ethereum hasn't even run. So imagine what's going to happen. I think somebody on the last stream said 10x is impossible this cycle. We're already getting 4 X's in 2 days. I mean, it's just the flow of money, and this time we have a lot more liquidity in the market. So let's see how that plays out. Cam says the New York Stock Exchange lists Solana, Hedera, Litecoin, spot crypto ETFs for trading this week. All right, I'll have to check that out and see and confirm that news. That if that's true, that's huge. That's huge. It's the start of the bullish narrative, you guys.
Yep, and if that is true, and we've got the ETFs going on for the alts, that's what ran Bitcoin up. So that means more money flowing into certain alts. So be ready. So I'll be doing some alt charts here this week for Solana and stuff like that. I'm gonna be looking at, and that looks really. Last time I looked at it, looked really strong. I just wasn't ready to buy in on any big positions yet. Just I'm waiting for more confirmations and for Bitcoin and waiting for retests and stuff like that. And I'll probably be looking to buy in. I'm very big on buying red and being patient.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And that patience will be highly rewarded. I'm very confident of that. It's just people are not very patient in the crypto market. And I understand it's been a tough market. It's been a tough market psychologically because it's been a slow bleed for the altcoins. And that's one of the hardest things to weather, right? Is just people give up, they capitulate, they think it's never going higher. And that's usually when it turns around. So we were in extreme fear this month, extreme fear. And then we went to fear, and now we're in neutral. The train's going to leave the station. That's just it. So MetaMask just listed its claim portal domain for its airdrop. Okay, Brian hitting us with the juice here. I'm going to have to confirm all this stuff. But I mean, again, more bullish news. OpenSea, for all of you who trade NFTs, which I do believe will have their comeback too. Everyone thinks those are dead forever. No way, no way. They're going to come back because this is risk on appetite. It's what happens. The big caps move, the mid caps move, the small caps, and then NFTs, which are the flex. What everybody wants to go to show what they did this bull market. I mean, guys, this is how it's going to flow. This is just what I've seen in previous cycles, right? So we do have a couple of charts we're going to look at. We do have to make sure to get Theta in for our subscriber JD in the house who's supporting the channel, and Cardano. But let's have a look here. So you're looking at this because of NFTs, right?
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any if NFTs are getting ready to take off. I'll start seeing probably some movement in this token and some other ones.
Oh yeah. They're the last tail end of the cycle. They're like the blow off, like, okay, I'm going to blow all of my profits into this NFT. And, that's how that goes.
Yep. So I was just looking to see if there's any signals, and I don't see any just yet. So I was looking at XRP. We did post this in group a little bit back ago. We talked about it also on another live stream. It broke out right here. Now we got take profit 1. So you got some good take profits in this zone. And I just wrote to the group, if you took some profits, just be patient. We either hit TP2 next, or we come back down and retest. And you maybe add your profits back in to compound your gains. So that is something that we're just kind of waiting to see what happens right here. We either get to hit the rest of the take profits, or we get to go back in for another buy down in the retest zone, which is always even better for me because then you get the better end, you get a bigger amount. So that is something that we posted in group that we're taking profits on. You said Theta, correct?
So yes. Yeah. So Brian says it's on X about MetaMask. Yeah, you guys be really careful because there's going to be a lot of scam posts about airdrops. And I forgot what I was saying about OpenSea, but OpenSea is going to do a massive airdrop with their C token, right? So that all starts to happen when bullishness comes back into the market because they don't want to launch in bad conditions. So you'll see a lot of token launches, a lot of airdrops. I don't know if you guys were here. It seems like you were all here for the last bull run, and that went on in a big way. So that's what you'll start to see here. So be very careful of scams. Don't be hasty to click on anything. Let it sit for a few days. That's usually what I do by airdrops. I make sure everything goes smoothly, that there's no hiccups, and I take my time. So yeah, just be careful out there, guys. You don't want to risk a bunch of capital for an airdrop, Magnus, what's up? Welcome to the show. Lots of alpha dropping going on. You're a Theta guy, right, Magnus? We're about to look at Theta as well. JD, if you're in the house, let's go. Let's have a look. Let's see where we're at.
So I'm just looking at from last time we looked at it. I put this white line on here for entry zone, and it hasn't left it. So
Yeah, it's still in the zone where there's potential support zone there, right?
it's like a weekly support, monthly and weekly support zone. So
Right.
we're at the very bottom of it. So it's either gonna hold it or it's not gonna hold it. What one's gonna happen? I don't really know, to be completely honest. Right now we're technically retesting the 1 day 9, so it looks like right here we keep closing up and above it though. So we're basically playing dancing queen on it. We're
Right.
making a symmetrical. It's a very sloppy symmetrical triangle. So, and we also have a 6-hour break of structure retest. It's this. Their charts aren't really telling me anything to sit there and say to sway me on either way. Oh, wrong button. So it's just more of a waiting game, waiting to see if we get what happens once we get some volume. So
Right. Yeah. So waiting game for theta. I mean, theta holders are very patient. You all know we're very patient. This is like Amazon, it's slow but steady. That's at least what the theta community is looking at. I'll be doing a theta video coming up soon, updating you guys on everything that's happening there. And there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. So yes, just stay cool, calm, collected. And if your strategy is dollar cost average, it's in that support zone. Let's see if it holds. And we'll be updating you on theta. But so then let's have a look at Cardano. All our Cardano people in the house, let us know if you're in this chat. I want to see you come out in full force. I know you're out there. The ADA community is very, very strong. And yeah, I think that big things are going to happen for Cardano this cycle. So let's have a look at where we're at.
So in 1 day time frame, looks pretty strong to me. We got our bullish crossover. We got the RSI up over 40. We might need to come back down. It looks like we are coming back down to retest the 1 day 9, and we're filling up a bullish fair value gap, which is very good. And you can almost say this is a double bottom retest at the same time, or triple bottom, depending what way you're looking at it. So you got 3 bottoms right there, and we're retesting that all in confluence right there. So it looks like even for like if you're a leverage trader, this could be a good entry zone, and having your stops underneath the 1 day 9 and scaling all the way down to here with mid to low leverage, and your take profits for that are going to be up in the 84 cents if you're trading with leverage, or you put your stops up in profits once you get up there to see if we could finally break out of this huge pattern that we're in. We're basically in the center of it, but since we're breaking the 9s, my 9 swing strategy is saying it's a buy and we're retesting. So looking strong on this one here as of right now for a entry for a local low on it for spot or leverage. Because I mean, on that move there, you're looking at a potential 33% move, which is really good with leverage. I think it's really good with spot as well too. I mean, I get happy with 10% moves. So
Yeah.
that right there. And then if we get up above that, and we hold up above this trend line. I think that's made in the 3-day chart or weekly chart or something. I made that in. I know it's a high time frame chart, put it that way. But anyway, so if you make it back up into there, we get all the way back up into here, we would be able to sit there and break out and retest it. And you already have an entry in down in here. You just put your stop losses up in profit, and I'll be going over eventually later in group once next week or something like that on how to use a following stop loss manually, so that way you know how to use alerts to move up your stop losses, so that way you're not consistently checking your charts.
Oh, yes. All of those automation strategies are gold, you guys. Gold. This is what's going to help change your life, change your whole outlook on trading, and, the concept of babysitting charts and just keeping it as simple as possible, right? Not overcomplicating it and having these strategies to help you win without sitting and staring at your screen all day long, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't sit at your screen. I mean, I guess you can if you really want to, but you don't have a life, and that's just not good for somebody, in my opinion. You got to learn to take breaks, and if you're a scalper, then you're trading. You got to treat it like a job, which is perfectly fine. I know a lot of people who scalp and make tons of money doing it. I used to as well too, but that's whenever you just set it from like you trade from 8 a.m. till 12 till noon, and then you get out and you're done for the day.
Right. Right. So so many different ways that you can get involved with this. But again, I think it's an excellent strategy to sort of pair your long-term holdings, have that sitting there with, you know, some sort of trading strategy to start compounding those gains, either to put in your long-term holds, to put into Bitcoin, or to pay your bills, whatever it may be. I mean, you know, trading is an excellent skill to learn. I see Team Captain Cardano, you're repping for Cardano. Good. We need more Cardano people in the house. I know you're super excited. And you're lucky, Clash fam, because Rob is going over Clash again. So if you're here from the Clash fam, let us know as well. Team Captain says, midnight crypto glacier drop. The first claim phase of night token distribution is now closed. Scavenger mine is coming soon and everyone can join. So yeah, there's a lot happening. One of the biggest, or potentially one of the biggest airdrops in crypto history in the making. At least that's what they're aspiring to do. And the team is so talented. Fami, who's the CFO, who I just met in London, is a traditional hedge fund manager and super knowledgeable. And they're just partnership after partnership after partnership. So Jin Credible, I see Clash fam is showing up from the woodwork. Welcome to the show. Let's have a look at Clash.
All right, so Clash, as we last time we said, the next best buy zone was going to be the 0.5 Fibonacci level, and I was looking at like a potential come back here, do like a double top type thing, and then come down to it, and that would be the measured move, and that actually did not happen on the prediction on price action on it, which is perfectly fine, but it did hit the area where I said your best possible zone would be by this area, and if you did that and you took profits along the high or something like that, that was a 40% move from there. So there was another 40. If you could afford it, you could compound your gains by 40% if you took profits here, put a buy in here, and took profits up here again. So after a 335% move from this breakout zone or from this local low or whatever. So it did a very good move here. So now the thing is, I would not be buying it right now because we went all the way down here without coming back up and making that double top. Now we made a double top in a different way, basically, is what I'm seeing. So this is it's not listed. I don't think it's got listed yet. So I haven't saw it on there yet. So this is actually be good for me because that means we might get a potential bigger retracement. So this is where I would sit there and say, all right, we have a potential double top here, and the breakdown level is going to be here. All right, and that's where I'm going to delete all of this right here. After a nice 336% move, having a pullback of 30, 40, 50% is not unnormal in the crypto space. Trust me.
And in fact, healthy and necessary.
That's extremely healthy for the market, and it's not unnormal. So it isn't a bearish thing, but it's also something to be ready for. So if you took profits, you can compound them in and make even more money. So what we're going to be looking for now, we changed our fibs around. Let me see, higher time frame. Have we lost any nines yet? We haven't lost 12 hour just yet. We lost the 4 hours, so or the 1 hour, 12 hour, and 4 hour. So we are potentially losing the 12 hour now. We could lose it. Oscillators are spent. They're going a little bit lower. They need to cool off some and high time frame. So this pullback is definitely something that's kind of needed to reset that as well too. So where I'm going to be looking at now is the 0.5 down to the 786. After a run like that, there's a lot of times you'll see it come all the way down to the 786. That's going to be a great buying opportunity down at 30 cents.
0.03 cents, yeah.
Or 03 cents, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to turn it to a line chart. Or if we don't get all the way down there, what you want to do now is put a trend line all the way down that way right there. Just like that. Sit there. Add alert. Create alert. And we can also add one down here. This pivot and this pivot. Add alert. Add alert. And I'm going to put one right underneath the 0.5 fib.
So you cover all your bases here.
Add alert. Now, all I got to do now is nothing. I got to wait for my email to send me a message to tell me an alert to buy. So hopefully it gets down in this area somewhere. Once my alerts start going off, I can send an alert on each fib if I want to. And I can sit there, and once those alerts go off, once it gets listed on BYDFI, I will be able to place a buy order at a good entry on it, which potentially if it holds down in this area, you are looking at buying high and selling higher because you're just looking at buying a higher low.
Oh, boom. That was beautiful. That was magic in the making right there. You got to see how to set yourself up for success, set your alerts, not babysit the charts. Clash fam, you know where and when to get in now based on these levels, right? Let's see what the chart gives us. But that's just the art of trading, but not babysitting and not losing your life over it, right? Like not losing your time and energy. And that's something that Rob is going to help you navigate. So guys, ask questions in the Discord, get in there, check out your favorite setups, show us some setups. I like, so Jin Credible, I hope you enjoyed that. Yes, he says, thanks. Absolutely. You're very, very welcome. All the Clash fam. When Megan says Clash, I scream. we wish we could have a little button here so we could, maybe we'll have to get like some fun stuff going on the stream with some buzzers and things like that. But sorry, it's all the moonshine. Are you drinking moonshine, Cam? It's a Monday. All right. I'll roll with it. It's all good.
Let's go. TGIF or TGIF.
Yeah, thank God it's Monday. I mean, that's how you feel when you actually love your job. Actually, you're excited for Monday. You're excited to see the weekly open. I want all of you guys to feel that. I want everybody to experience that here. And we're all in this together and to, ride this wave. So we're right there. And I see here, Michael, I like your comment. When you get a chance, see what Kevin O'Leary said about crypto today on the Will Kane Show on Fox News. Kevin O'Leary is back with a vengeance. He's been in the news a lot lately. I think he's actually trying to get Trump's attention sometimes, which is good. It's good. He really wants to be out there, and unless I'm mistaken, things might be buzzing. That's exactly what we've been saying, Michael. There is so much buzz happening now. There's a lot happening this week. Just this week alone, the Fed. Let me pull this back up to remind you guys like what's all going down real quick, because there's a lot happening. So let me pull this up real fast.
While you're pulling that up, we tell them about the order chart.
Yep. Let's see it.
So last live stream, somebody said they were a order holder and that we were looking at buying it again. And right where I said I wasn't buying it while it was up here. I was going to wait till it got down to my green lines and start looking for buys. And I haven't bought just yet, but it is coming down to my bottom green line here. It's coming down to major support. So we are, and it's just been right now, it has pulled back from when we talked about it, was about right here, has pulled back 24%. Overall, we have pulled back 40%. So like I said, I'm good at buying dips. I am good at finding that stuff. Like, and I've learned to be patient because they always come. Like, if you there's no such thing as a missed trade, because typically it always comes back to close to entry, at least if you just be patient. And if you miss out, whatever, you're following your rules and you're not losing money.
There you go. At some point or another, it's got to come back down. So patience is key, guys. Don't chase the trades. And I'm going to throw this up here now just so you guys are reminded of, oops, this is not the one. Just a second. That was S&P. So you guys are reminded of just what exactly is at stake and what's happening this week. It's a very big week. And don't forget, in the stats that I went over for October, typically we are right at the point where we're going to see the high for the month, if that's how this is going to play out. After a green September, we typically see the high for October come in the last days of October. So key events this week: Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday, Jerome Powell's press conference on Wednesday, Microsoft, Google, Meta earnings Wednesday, President Trump and Xi meeting Thursday from China, Apple and Amazon Thursday. 20% of S&P 500 companies report earnings this week. So lots of news ahead, and this could potentially really, really spark all of the chaos in a good way, right? In a good way. Cam, this is music to my ears. Did it get added to BYDFI? Clash fam, if you can trade on BYDFI, oh my goodness, can you confirm that for us, Cam?
Yeah, we don't know yet. I've been waiting for it to get put on there, so I don't know yet.
We've been talking to the team and telling them to do it. So if it did happen, then cheers, because we all did this together. So if it is on BYDFI, definitely then I got to pull up my other chart here, but you've got to take advantage of the campaign that is happening now. If you're going to deposit to BYDFI, you get a massive, massive deposit bonus right now. And it's only happening until Halloween. So then you will also be in the running to access all of our gated stuff that we're going to do. And there's no requirement other than just you make a couple of trades and you show us that you want to trade. There's no volume requirement, right? So that's a very, very good thing. Were you able to confirm that, Rob? Did you see it on there?
I just looked it on there. It's on the on-chain platform for BYDFI. So I have to look up the contract ID number on it to see if it's the right clash. Because
all right. All right. So we'll have to confirm that.
So yeah, there's one for 5 cents on there. That might be the right one, but I'll have to confirm that. But hopefully it gets put on the regular exchange. That one's easier to see. But
right.
So yeah, going back into Orly, and also too, you got the 1-day 9 breakout, and now it's retesting it right where we put our arrows at right here. So we got to see if we close underneath here, zoom in, get some bullish ideas on the low time frame for a leverage trade, that is. But it might be a good area if this is. I didn't check out the fundamentals on it just yet, but we could be going into a good skeleton zone. Which your skeleton zone for spot would be ready for at least a 10 to 15% skeleton.
Okay, so that setup, guys, is going to be on the Hive Discord. Go to the Hive now, sign up for that, and I'm just going to show you here while you're all on. The link for our BYDFI description is in the comments below, and I did find this, so I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. Now I've lost it again. Okay, I'll put that up in a minute, but your chart is looking a little blurry. Is it just me, or is it your internet maybe?
Maybe it's
I don't know. Does that look blurry for you guys, or does it look okay? Let us know, okay? Because we want to make sure you're seeing what Rob is putting out there. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and then I'll get BYDFI up in one moment.
Yep. Yeah. So these are some charts that we like. These are things that are happening that we talked about last Friday, and they're playing out now. The pullback buys or whatever. So it's just about being patient. And that's what I like. I like showing that. Like, hey, we said this on Friday. Now look where it's at. It's in the buy zone. Now,
Right.
Are you getting fearful? Like now, this is where you start a trading journal. If you were excited on it on last Friday and you're like, oh man, I want to buy it when it's way up in this area, but now that it's getting down in this area and you're feeling like, I'm not sure, it looks really bad right now. You're looking at the 1 hour, 4 hour chart.
You're fearful.
Like there's no green positive out of it. Are you getting fearful to buy right now? And this is where those unforced errors. Like I said, might be a good time to start looking to buy in this area. So I'm going to be looking to buy. And if you're sitting there, that's good. And if you're not sitting there waiting for that and you bought up here and you weren't waiting for that, that's one of those unforced errors. You weren't being patient. You weren't following your plan of waiting for the red. You weren't waiting for the retest. And now we're retesting, and you bought up here and you're so much upside down right now on those entries that you're like, man, I just made a mistake. And you're like, I could have more money. I could have bought more of it down here, something like that.
Right. So you stick to the plan, and also, like, even though you can get fearful when it comes back down into those retest entries, that's why you have the plan, to try to keep your emotions in check and to keep your emotions out of it. Right. And that's just exactly what Rob is talking about here.
Yep. Yeah. Have the plan. And if you don't have a plan, you can't follow a plan. Then the next step after you make a plan, you're going to have to sit there and put down every time and keep your own self accountable for every time you don't follow your plan, and make sure you check mark that. And you got to keep that was one of my mistakes, that I made a plan and I wouldn't follow through. And that's whenever I lost. So you got to be, it's a lot of making sure that there's nobody to keep you accountable besides you in trading. That's why I'm very big on the unforced errors part on it, because it's only you. That's
only you, yourself, only and you. Yes.
It's you hitting the buy and sell button. Nobody else is hitting it for you. It's you following your plans. And most people, sadly, they don't follow their plans.
Right. No, yeah, it's true. So guys, Rob is here to keep you in check, to help you out, ask him questions, take advantage of this mentorship, and don't fade this. Don't let it go by. And this is the campaign that's ending this week on Halloween. So that's $100. You get $50 bonus, plus the $250 for signing up for the IRA from us, plus $100 from the IRA. So you have a ton of bonuses this week only. So you've got to take action by Friday. So do that, take advantage. And let's go. That's it. It's looking potentially pretty bullish out there. We might get some macro tailwinds. We might get some big announcements here, and we're ready to rock and roll. And we'll be keeping you updated on that every single day, Monday through Friday. And we will be here tomorrow at actually 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I think on that note, we hit the hour. We've been going over just because we're getting a lot of good stuff here. If you're in the Discord, we will prioritize your setup requests. So go and get in the Discord. Link is in the description below. So is BYDFI. And guys, I mean, it's been an incredible Monday. I'm telling you, I look forward to this each and every day. I love to hang out here with you and talk crypto, right? Talk markets, talk market mentality. Right. We've been doing a lot of that lately, and I've been really liking that. So, Rob, should we hit him with the infamous phrase before we sign off here?
Which one's that one?
I don't know. The one about the winners.
Winners win and losers lose. Be a winner. It's your choice.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. The
Yeah.
winning mentality. We're going to crush it in these markets, no doubt. So, guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Go check out the setups that Rob's going to post. And every single time, I mean, you got to tune in. We're giving you free alpha. Maybe by tomorrow, some of them have popped. So go in there and check it out. Let us know you're there. Say hello. And on that note, we will see you tomorrow, guys. So have an excellent Monday. And yeah, we'll be back for more tomorrow for
Yep.
One Fine Tuesday.
Discord, everybody. Make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Oh, I love it. I love it. On that note, happy Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.